The acoustics in the new house, poppin'. My boy, pop. Welcome back to a brand new, I'm bringing back the AskJT. AskJTs are back, the Q&As are back. My man, with an awfully great plan, we're back, baby.
Frisbee. Get it. Good job.
What up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new, welcome back to a brand new. The acoustics in here are freaking popping. I'm gonna have to get some of those foam things to put on the walls to contain the reverberation. My English. We're back though, I'm excited. We're bringing back the AskJTs. YouTube has seemed to be fixing itself and isn't restricting as many videos as it was doing. We're definitely still gonna be doing live streams. You know, almost every weekend we're gonna be going live, hanging out with the fam. Make sure you're following my social medias, Snapchat, Instagram at JTsuits, so you know when I go live. Also, now that we're about to hit 50,000 subscribers, you know, I wanna get more personal life questions, more just not Navy related, so I can answer, so you guys can learn a little bit more about me, about baby JT, about, you know, just stuff in general, whatever you want to know. So feel free to ask any type of question. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos about my life before the Navy, telling some stories. It's going to be a good time. Let's hop right in with the first question. First question back at #AskJT. Death Isengard? Isengard. Lord of the Rings fan. That's what I'm talking about. How often did you have to discipline your subordinates? Can you give any examples of such situations? What's the most severe consequences I had to personally dish out? Pop! Can't wait for the book. Yes, this was he probably watched one of my older AskJTs where I said I'm gonna be releasing an ebook. I don't know when, I don't really have an ETA on that, but an ebook where I'm gonna put all my AskJT questions, all the really good ones together in like a book format. To answer your question, as a lot of you guys know, I was a young E5. I made E5 right under 3 years. And I was a work center supervisor of the line division. So not only did I have a lot of people that were around my same age that I was in charge of, I had people that were older than me that I was in charge of. And my mantra was, I knew that I wasn't gonna get, you know, the respect that I deserved because of my young age. You know, being an E5 at 20 and 21 years old. It's, you know, I didn't have that personality to where I'm like, chewing people out, going crazy. I'm more of a reserved, laid back, cool, calm, and collective type of leader where I'm gonna put out 120, 150% as a supervisor, as a leader, and lead by example. I go by this quote though that I'm about to say to you guys as a leader and in my life in general, beware the fury of a patient man. Now don't get me wrong, I was young. I was 20, 21 years old, 22. If I stayed in the military, if I re-enlisted and became an E6 and eventually a chief, then I would have the confidence, like now, you know, 3 years after I'm about to get my degree, I'm now a civilian. If I was in the Navy now as an E6, maybe a chief, E7, I would have that confidence to, you know, I would chew the shit out of someone if they're being insubordinate. I ain't gonna stand for that bullshit now as I'm older. But when I was younger, 20, 21, no life experience, I was just like, all right, just gonna work my ass off and, you know, they'll respect me because I'm a better worker than them. I'm working harder than them, doing stuff I don't have to. That answers your question.
A boss is like a teacher, and I am like the cool teacher, like Mr. Handel. Mr. Handel would hang out with us and he would tell us awesome jokes, and he actually hooked up with one of the students. And then like 12 other kids came forward.
Question number 2 from Captain Glick. #AskJT, do small boys get swim calls? Much love and support, man. Keep up the awesome work. Yeah, so I made a video recently about how I got to do a swim call off of the aircraft carrier. I got to jump off the aircraft elevator, over 30-foot jump into the Arabian Sea. Very rare, not common that you get to jump off a Nimitz class carrier. I was very fortunate. So if you're on a small boy, destroyer, cruiser, frigate, you get to do a lot more types of these things, because not only is your crew 300, 400, and not 5,000 on a carrier, but it's easier for you to jump off, and it's easier for you to get back up, and it's easier to manage all the people. So not only would you have more swim calls on small boys, you get to go fishing off of these small boys, to go freaking fish. You get to hit golf balls off of the flight deck. You could hit golf balls off the carrier when we would do Steel Beach picnics, but you get to do this stuff more. When I was on the Cape St. George for a couple weeks training, I got to, which is a small boy, I got to, we got to take the chairs. They had lawn chairs that we took out and set up on the flight deck when, the birds were flying. You only have 2 aircraft, 2 helicopters on small boys, sometimes only even 1. So if they're flying, or if all your maintenance is done for the day, you're chilling. Bringing out lawn chairs, working out in the hangar bay together, playing cards, shooting the shit, getting a tan. That's why small boy life is the way to go. Alex Bundy, what a fam. How many signals do you have to learn for the aviation rate that you work? How many hand signals? I've been getting a lot of questions about me teaching you guys hand signals. I'd say I'm gonna do a couple right now, and there's probably 20, 30 more that I'm not doing that you have to learn. So maybe, I don't know, at least 50 hand signals that you have to know, 40 to 50. So these are NATO hand signals. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. See, my verbiage is slipping. You'll notice in the Navy especially, there's so many freaking acronyms that you have to know for everything. And generally you can know them, when you're active duty, you say these things all the time. You know what all these things mean. But anyways, NATO hand signals, you have to know these because you can use them across the board. I recovered Japanese helicopters, British helicopters, Australian helicopters, Marine helicopters, Navy helicopters, Army helicopters. Any type of country that's under NATO, I could communicate with those pilots. So, the basic ones, bringing the aircraft forward, swinging the tail left or right, chocks and chains, remove chocks and chains, start up the rotor head, disengage the rotor head, start up the auxiliary, engine number 3, start up engine number 1, engine number 2, shut down engine number 1, shut down engine number 2. Release load, cut load, release load. This is during a vert rep. So there's way more hand signals than just that, but those are just the ones that the ones that you do basically every day. There's a lot more that you have to know though for emergency situations. Emergency situations is very, very important. You have to know 20, 30 different, you have to know up to 20 different emergency procedures in case something goes wrong on the aircraft, and that's something that I'll talk about more, the emergency situations that I had to deal with as a plane captain. Jesse Wayne, can you talk about quitting smoking, #AskJT? So quitting smoking, I'm gonna assume you're gonna be talking about MaryJane, the marijuana. MaryJane, how do you quit if you want to join the military? How do you get clean? Now obviously it is not an addictive substance, but it creates, it's the behavior, your patterns that you get hooked on. You depend on the MaryJane to calm you down. If you're not using it, you're irritable. You get irritable, you get pissed off easily, you can't, you tell yourself you can't focus if you're not doing it, or you can't be calm if you're not using it. It's more of a habitual thing, quitting. So my advice would be occupy your mind with other things. You have to occupy your mind with other positive outlets. When you feel that tension or you feel jittery, if you're trying to quit for the military, go work out. Go freaking get a punching bag and start punching it. Go crank out a shitload of push-ups and pull-ups. Go run a couple miles. You gotta get your mind off of that and get tired. And after the first couple days, you're in the clear. you're good. So it's just you gotta break the habit. Rest in peace, Chester. One of my favorite songs, Breaking the Habit from Hybrid Theory.
I don't know what's worth fighting for, or why I have to scream. I don't know why I instigate and say what I don't mean.
Marijuana is a memory loss drug, so maybe you just don't remember.
I would remember.
Well, how could you if it just erased your memory? That's not how it works.
Last question to wrap up the video, wrapping it up with triple A7. How true is the saying, girlfriend in every port? How true is the saying, girlfriend in every port? He says, ha ha ha, smiley face. It's true as you want it to be. It's as true as you want it to be. It's not like, if you're a person that you're joining out of high school, or in your early 20s, and you think, oh, I'm in the Navy now, I'm gonna getting all the girls, I'm gonna get laid. It's not really like that. You still have to break out of your shell and talk to these women, talk to these people. You can have a girl in every port if you want. You can have a girl in every city as a civilian if you want. Being a sailor, I mean, it does help you in some places. Australia. For other countries, that I went to, Southeast Asian countries, we're talking Thailand, Singapore, even if you go to places like Japan, you're kind of seen as somebody with a lot of money, novelty in some circumstances. So a lot of these places, these things that you can do are legal, and the Navy will tell you not to go to certain places. For example, the 4 floors of horrors in Singapore. They'll tell you not to go to these places, not to do this. But if you want to get a $5 sucky, $5 sucky, you can in whatever you want to do. You can even do that in America. Go to these little $10 foot massage parlors. They'll take you in the back, $5. But alright guys, alright fam, that's going to be wrapping up the video. This is going to be wrapping up another AskJT. I had a lot of fun. We're back to doing these videos. If you guys are excited for the AskJTs, I don't know why I keep saying hashtag. If you're excited for these videos to be back, leave a comment, make sure you like the video, subscribe. I'm pretty sure we're going to hit 50,000 subscribers tomorrow or the next day, like in the next day or two. So I'm super hyped. I can't believe there's 50K poppies. That's a huge number, 50,000. It's just me talking to the camera. It's just me sitting here talking to you guys. It's getting so big.
That's what she said.
My boy!
You're a good boy. You're a good boy. You're such a good boy.